In this video, we will get through 6 weird things you found out through the time you were here in Sweden.
Yeah.
So this is very funny, I think.
Okay. So these are things that I noticed about Sweden that as an American I don't understand.
Yeah, but I totally understand them. So we will start with the third thing. That is fluffy towels.
Yes. Why do fluffy towels not exist in Sweden? Why are all the towels made of cardboard?
That is because they dry out better and they dry the skin better.
No, they don't absorb any water.
And they dry faster.
Okay, first of all, people don't use dryers in Sweden. And so then the towels never get fluffy, and when you air dry towels, then they just stay like cardboard, and then when you rub them on your skin, you might as well just be using a paper towel or sandpaper, and then they don't actually get dry. And I would rather have a nice American big fluffy towel that actually absorbs water and it feels good when you rub it on your skin. And that's what my biggest complaint about Sweden is there's no fluffy towels.
They are so heavy and it takes forever for them to dry.
And you feel so warm when you finally put the towel on if you come out of the shower, and it just pulls all the water off of your skin immediately without having to rub it, and they're so fluffy. Yeah, so okay. That's the first thing I'm going to do when I get home is I'm going to take my fluffy towel, take a shower, and wrap myself in a fluffy towel.
And like seriously, I'm not really sure what you mean because I haven't like seen them, but I think I have tried them. I mean, when I have been to different hotels, they have so soft towels and they take forever to dry. And they are so heavy. So yeah, that's my experience with
towels that actually feel good. That's what I would like.
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone in Sweden, please go to another country, buy a fluffy towel, and bring it back and start a trend.
I mean, I love the feeling when it's like exfoliate the skin and it feels so good. So I love the towels here. Okay. We go to the next step, and okay, this is actually kind of funny. Okay. When you was at the phone shop, and you have to tell us that story.
Okay, so
I don't know why this keeping going down. Okay, let's go.
All right, we have to tighten it.
Yeah, it's okay.
So I went to the phone shop to go get a card because when I first got to Sweden, I needed a phone card, like a SIM card, so I could use data. And you can get them for pretty cheap, like a month or 3 months. And so at the phone shop, you have to take a number, which is really common in Sweden. That you take a number instead of standing in line. It kind of makes sense because then there's no argument about who was there first, so you take a number. But in this particular phone shop, I was the only person in the phone shop. And so, but the person behind the counter was still on number 54. And I had number 57. So in Sweden, it's 54. And then I had 57, which is 57. But when it came time to call the numbers, even though I was the only one in the shop, they pretended not to see me and just looked off into space and said, 54? 54? And I was like, hello. Okay. And then they pressed the button and the little number above them said 55. So they said 55? 55, and still I'm the only one in the shop. I'm literally right in front of the guy. So I was holding up my number and it said 57 on it, and he looked at me and he's like, nope. And so he went 56. 50. I was like, okay, 50, and I gave it to him and he's like, thank you. And so anyway, that was very surreal.
I mean, that is very common actually, that it happened, that you're the only person there and you have this number and they still press and they say very loud. I have never think about it, but when you laughed so much about it and you told me that, I was like, okay, that is kind of funny actually.
Well, it was the most Swedish thing I'd ever seen, because every time he says a number, he's like, 50, 50, 55, and then he just looks around the shop to see if there's someone magically appearing in front of. But normally in the US, you would just they would go dee 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 and just press it to the number that I have, and then I would be next. But it literally took like another 45 seconds for him to go through all the numbers to see if there was somebody that magically appeared. So anyway, I thought it was very funny because also the way the guy said the numbers. So thank you.
And the way you say it is even more funny when you try to sound like him. Okay, that's another story. We take the next step, and that is the lawnmower. The thing, lawnmower? Do you say that in English?
Yeah,
the thing you have the grass clipper.
So we need to get these in America because I spent my entire childhood every weekend mowing the lawn for 2.5 hours, and I did not realize that Sweden has invented robots to do this. And it's a little robot. It's basically like a Roomba, the same thing that we have in our houses that we buy off Amazon, and it goes around and like vacuums the house and scares the cat and everything, and then it hides in a little corner until it's time to vacuum again, like once a week. And they have these things in their gardens, and so they can mow the lawn without actually having to mow the lawn. And the robots are actually pretty cute. They're like this big and they're round. So the one that Victoria's parents have, I thought it was missing something. So I looked on the Swedish internet, and they actually have a website where you can buy little googly eyes for them and little mustaches and everything. So that's what I bought. Is I went online and I bought little googly eyes for their lawnmower. I don't remember what your lawnmower's name is.
Lisa.
Lisa, right. So Lisa now has eyes, and she can see, and it looks like she's munching like the grass as she goes along.
It's so funny that you've never seen them, because they are so common here, and every time we walk across like a house and you see them, and I'm just, this is very normal here.
And in the football
and I'm surprised that you don't have it in the US, because US is always in ahead.
I think it only works for smaller ones, but then I saw there was like a football field that had 2 or 3 of them, and they were all like minding their own business, just kind of going around, and I kept waiting for them to like bump into each other and kiss or something, but they never did. So I guess they're programmed to avoid each other. But I guess in the US we could buy like 6 of them, and then they would mow your lawn in like half an hour, and you wouldn't have to mow your lawn anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Yes.
Okay, so we go to the next thing, and that was when we were driving. I think we were driving to the gym or something, and we had a car in front of us that was driving so slow, and he was like, "Why did it drive so slow?" And I was just, "Oh, it's because the car is broken, so it's a rope between that car and the other car."
Yeah.
So you have never seen that, right?
Yeah, no, I have seen it. It's something that you would get pulled over for the cops for, because they basically had a rope, like the same kind of rope that you would use like at the gym, like for CrossFit training, or like they would hang a rope from the ceiling and you climb up it. Like it was just a normal hemp rope. It wasn't like a chain or anything. And they were towing one car with it and the other car behind it. So, I mean, I don't know how they made it on corners or anything, because I don't even think there was anyone in the car behind it. Maybe they were steering, I don't know. But and they were on the highway too, like they were on the main road. They weren't like just dragging the car like along a back road or anything. So yeah, in the US, if a cop saw you doing that, they would, I mean, you would get a ticket for it, and they would probably impound the second car too, or call a tow truck. Because you have to have a tow truck. Like that it's just a rope, and it's like a 2,000-pound car. Like, so anyway, but apparently that's very common in Sweden, is just to get like the kind of rope that you would maybe like, I don't know, tie up like your dog with or something like that, and then just tie it on the back to the back bumper of your car, and tie it on the front bumper of the other car, and drag another car around.
Yeah, it was so fun how you laughed about it when you saw it. I mean, that is pretty common here. If a car is broken, another car will help you out.
Yeah, I think it's also probably pretty common that the rope breaks and then that car goes up on the sidewalk. But anyway,
I don't know about that, but it was kind of funny that I don't have that.
So that was a weird thing about Sweden, is they let you do that.
Yeah. And the next thing was at Lidl, actually. We was parking, and then we were going down to the store.
Yeah.
And it was that thing you were standing on.
Yeah, so at the stores they have these little escalators, which are actually kind of cool. It's not an escalator, it's a moving sidewalk, but it's declined and inclined. And so instead of having someone like at Whole Foods who takes the cart in the parking lot, they put them into a long big chain, and sometimes they even have like a little motor on the back of them to help them push this long line carts. And then they have to like go into the elevator and bring all the carts up the elevator and take them to the top floor for you again, and then push them all out. Like there's a person whose job is to do that basically for 8 hours a day at Whole Foods or any of the grocery stores. So instead they've decided, well, why don't you just have your cart up here in the parking lot, and then you grab your cart and you put like a little coin in it, and which you get back like as a deposit, or you can buy a key and put it in there. And then you can take your cart, and then it locks the cart with magnets so that the cart doesn't roll down the escalator. But anyway, it's a moving sidewalk, and you just basically ride down the escalator with your cart all the way down to the bottom. And then when you're done, then you actually you hold on your cart and it rides all the way up to the top. It works really good until the magnets on the cart break. Yeah. And then you have to like hold onto this cart as you're going up the escalator, because this cart's like basically trying to roll you down the escalator, or you have to hold onto this cart for dear life, because if you let go of the cart when the magnets are broken, then it will just take out everybody in the entire escalator. I mean, it's like, and it will just roll all over anyone. So it's kind of a good idea, but I don't know if it's like kind of a bad idea. But they were broken a couple times, and where you had to like basically roll, either that stopped moving and you had to roll it down yourself, or the brakes didn't lock. And then it just became just a giant game of like bowling. You know, if there was anyone else on the cart, they would just get hit by your car.
I have never like think about that, but yeah, that's true, because sometimes you're like we see people like
yeah, and if you've got a cart full of groceries, then you have to like basically hold it, and if you're not strong enough, it'll basically just roll over you, and you'll go all the way back down, and just like on a ski hill, you'll take out everybody behind you with it too. So yeah, good idea and a bad idea at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the next thing is the music at the gym, which is very normal here. I think I will hold this now.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the music at the gym, Ocean?
It's the worst thing about Sweden. Ugh. I don't know. Because at the gym, like the gym that I go to, at least if they're playing music, it's kind of quiet. Or if there's a class going on, they turn it up just for the class. And then they turn it down, but you can't hear it in every room. And usually the class is in a different room or something. But most people have their earbuds in anyway. But the music is actually like, I don't know how to describe it in Sweden. It's like as if you're at a dance club and waiting for a drink at the bar. It's that kind of music. Like the music is all about like drinking and dancing and having a good time and having a good night. But it's like Tuesday afternoon. So you hear like, we're gonna have a good night, the best night of our life. And it's not. It's just Tuesday afternoon, and you're just pushing barbells like up and down. So I don't understand the philosophy of like why every gym in Sweden, and I think this happens in other countries in Europe, like they want people at the gym to feel like they're at a bar, like this, holding a drink like this, and they just happen to be, oh, there's a weight set here, let me do some weights, and then let's go on the dance floor. So, but I will say that people in the classes that are dancing to this music, they don't look happy at all. Like they're like the most miserable people. So I don't know why. Maybe it's the music. Maybe if you changed it to like something more relaxing, or maybe just no music at all. I don't know. That's an idea. Like you maybe just don't have any music. Yeah.
I never think about that. That is so normal for me, the music, so I don't even notice it. But if it is quiet, I notice that it's quiet, and that feels very weird, because you want like music when you work out. That is something I get very used to, even if I don't like the music always. But and I think that is very common for other people in Sweden also when they work out. If it's quiet, it's like they don't like the quiet. It's like you hear other people like, and you don't like that, because we are a little bit shy and we want things distracting in around us. I think, but yeah, it's the music can be a little.
Well, here's my message to all the people who choose the music in all the gyms in Sweden. You do not work in a nightclub. You are not a bartender at a really dark nightclub with neon lights. You're in a fully lit gym. So please choose music that's appropriate, that everyone can enjoy, because it sticks with me for the entire rest of the day. And all I hear for the rest of the day is, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. And I don't want to hear that at the gym. Like, I want to hear more relaxing music.
Okay,
so please stop with the techno music at the gym.
So fun. I have never think about it because I'm so used to it. But yeah. Okay, thank you so much for this video, Kjell.
Yes, I do love Sweden, but those are some weird things about Sweden. And some good things about Sweden too is everyone is tall and blonde and beautiful. So yes, if you go to Sweden, just understand you are not going to get fluffy towels. You might have a weird time standing in lines, especially if you're not the next person and there's no one else there. Like, it's really weird to have someone just look around and pretend not to notice you until it's your number. And also the ropes on just be careful on the sidewalks. If you see someone towing a car with a rope on the sidewalk, like, you might want to hide behind a little fence, because that rope is not going to last very long. You might get rolled over by a cart on the escalators at Lidl. And I highly recommend you bring earplugs to the gym, or just maybe you like that kind of music. I don't know. So anyway, They do not play it in the sauna, so I would hide out in the sauna.
So if you are not from Sweden, these are good things.
Those are my travel tips.
They're good tips, maybe. But if you are Swedish, you probably.
And as an American, you will be the shortest person in Sweden, so just be prepared for that.
Yeah, that is also something that is good.
Yes, I have one more thing to show you, which is my other tip for being in Sweden. Which, if you are a normal-sized American and you go to Sweden, you're going to need a pair of these. I'll be right back.
Okay, I think I know what he will bring. and show us.
Okay, this is my tip. I'm not sponsored, but you're gonna want to go to H&M and get a pair of these.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, and so this
if you
will
want
make-
to match in a little bit.
Yeah, so this, see, that's like, I don't know, maybe a 4-inch heel. So you're gonna want this so you can be like 6'2" or so and be the normal size of everyone else in Sweden. So these worked really well for me. So
Good idea.
Yeah.
Wear high heels if you're a guy.
Yeah.
Or maybe even girls.
They're platform shoes.
Yeah.
Wear nice big thick platform shoes and you'll blend right in. Yeah. And wear black. Yeah.
Really good tips.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. And subscribe to my channel for more videos and see you to the next. Bye.
Bye.